I don't even know how to explain what we just saw in NASCAR this weekend without getting chills. The absolute insanity that unfolded out on that blazing hot track is the exact reason why we watch this incredible sport every single Sunday without fail. We witnessed a truly display of pure driving talent completely clashing with the kind of brutal emotional resilience that ultimately defines a true racing legacy. Before we jump right into the thick of the high-speed chaos, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel right now, because we are pushing incredibly hard to hit that amazing milestone of our first 1,000 subscribers, and your continued support means the absolute world to this growing racing community. Now, let us deeply examine the man who is making a massive, undeniable statement every single time he straps his body into a heavy stock car, the international sensation, Shane van Gisbergen. Everyone in the garage area genuinely thought his initial road course mastery was just a spectacular fluke. But what he remarkably did on the treacherous oval track this weekend was absolutely nothing short of pure, unadulterated, dominating perfection. The breathtaking, pure car control insanity of Shane van Gisbergen is something we will undoubtedly be talking about for many years to come. There was a highly terrifying moment very early in the event when his heavy race car gets completely dangerously loose right in the dangerous middle of a high-speed, incredibly banked corner. Without any warning whatsoever, the rear end snaps violently toward the concrete barrier. Most professional drivers, even the seasoned veterans of the sport, would be instantly sliding helplessly right into the unforgiving outside wall, their race completely ruined and destroyed in a terrifying, sparking instant of twisted metal. But SVG somehow miraculously wrangles that heavy steering wheel, masterfully carving his powerful machine perfectly through the massive slide, impossibly catching the sliding car when it is completely sideways at nearly 200 miles per hour. It was pure racing magic. It immediately and powerfully reminded me of that very famous iconic moment back in 2009 when the great Jamie McMurray made that utterly unbelievable, physics-defying save at the unpredictable Talladega Superspeedway, a singular moment of such raw, unteachable car control that it permanently cemented his legendary status in the bustling garage area. SVG did exactly that same thing, loudly proving to absolutely everyone that his unique, world-class talent translates flawlessly and beautifully to American oval racing. The other drivers were completely shocked, keying up their radios in total disbelief at what they had just witnessed right in front of their very eyes. But while SVG was aggressively slicing through the dense pack of cars and leaving his seasoned competitors utterly shocked, there was a completely different, deeply heartbreaking and heavy narrative silently unfolding on the exact same asphalt track. Denny Hamlin came into this highly anticipated weekend carrying a deeply heavy heart after enduring a profoundly tragic and difficult off-season. When any professional driver faces that specific kind of devastating personal devastation, the mounting frustration and the heavy grief can very easily derail their entire competitive season before it even truly begins. It takes an incredibly rare, special kind of human resilience to just put the heavy protective helmet on your head, let alone aggressively compete at the absolute highest, most demanding level of professional stock car racing. Hamlin was not just aggressively racing his skilled competitors out there, he was desperately racing his own turbulent emotions, desperately trying to find some fleeting, quiet peace inside the hot, cramped, noisy cockpit of his race car. As the grueling race slowly progressed deep into a very chaotic stage 2, the mounting heavy tension on the track was completely palpable to everyone watching. The real, unhinged chaos aggressively started during the highly unpredictable green flag pit stops. We nervously saw heavy cars scrambling desperately to get down to the narrow pit road, hot tires locking up in thick clouds of white smoke, and anxious pit crews scrambling frantically and dangerously around the crowded pit box. Hamlin unfortunately had a completely miserable, agonizingly slow stop, losing incredibly precious track position and sadly dropping way back into the turbulent middle of the aggressive field. He was desperately fighting a race car that was incredibly dangerously loose in heavy traffic, heavily struggling just to maintain his pace and stay on the lead lap against the fierce leaders. At one critical, incredibly tense point, a sudden yellow caution flag came out just as he was painfully about to go a full lap down, miraculously gifting him a perfectly timed free pass that suddenly breathed completely new, vibrant life into his struggling race. Suddenly, the entire narrative shifted drastically. From there, it was an absolute breathtaking masterclass in pure, stubborn determination. The subsequent restarts were absolutely wild, with aggressive cars going aggressively 3 wide into a very narrow turn 1, aggressively trading heavy paint and violently fighting for every single inch of available dark asphalt. The exhausting race quickly became a grueling, brutal test of physical and mental survival as the remaining laps quickly wound down toward the checkered flag. Then finally came the ultimate tension-filled final restart. Hamlin is anxiously sitting right there in 4th place, his heavy heart pounding violently inside his chest, the immense, crushing weight of his personal tragedy resting squarely and heavily on his tired shoulders. The green flag drops emphatically. SVG is right there in the furious mix, charging incredibly hard on the treacherous outside lane, brilliantly showing that elite, masterful grip on the oval, but Hamlin suddenly flips a magical switch inside his head. He dives incredibly deep into the sharp corner, aggressively sliding his heavy car right past his shocked teammate, dangerously riding the absolute ragged edge of total disaster. He is boldly slicing cleanly through the turbulent, dirty air, making a highly daring, breathtaking pass for the ultimate lead while desperately fighting off a completely relentless, aggressive charge from a hungry Chase Elliott lurking right there in the vibrating rearview mirror. You could literally feel the raw, unfiltered emotion powerfully pouring out of the race car as he finally crossed the painted finish line to firmly secure a deeply emotional, monumental victory. It was a spectacular race that beautifully and perfectly showcased the two distinct extremes of modern NASCAR: the awe-inspiring technical brilliance of Shane Van Gisbergen masterfully conquering an entirely new racing discipline, and the triumphant, deeply human resilience of Denny Hamlin bravely overcoming the darkest personal shadows to claim a truly glorious victory against all odds. This incredible contrast is exactly why this unpredictable sport remains so deeply captivating for all true fans who passionately follow the action week after week. The sheer unpredictability is completely unmatched anywhere else. Which specific racing moment truly left a bigger impact on you today? The perfectly executed, miraculous save by SVG or the profoundly emotional, hard-fought win by Hamlin? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it.